The cell travel brochure is a great project that connects what we're doing in class with cell organelles to a tourist attraction. Your task, as indicated on the cell travel brochure requirement sheet, is to create a travel brochure for either a plant or an animal cell attraction. This needs to be a tourist attraction that somebody would actually want to go and visit. For example, there's not a lot of people that probably would just want to visit Gurnee, Illinois. They're probably going to want to visit Six Flags Great America as opposed to just going to the town and visiting. So for example, we could create a resort, an amusement park, your own island, a circus, the zoo, a water park, a museum, an athletic park. I've had students create airports, racetracks. The options are endless. So for example, when I created the project for you, as you can see, I created Hershey Island Chocolate Paradise. So I created an island based on Hershey and all of the chocolates that they create. This person, who really liked pandas several years ago, created Panda Palace. Hanging Garden Resort, which was another choice that somebody made. Pizza Paradise. Transparent Aquarium. V Sport Zone. Melody Paradise. Fishyville. Cambridge Castle. The Sweet Tart Inn, and Becca's Paradise Island. So the options are endless, but once again, it has to be something that somebody would want to go and visit. So let's go back to grading criteria. Let's move down to the cell travel brochure requirements. So I'm going to go over just a couple of them, and then I will explain the rest in class to you. So basically, for requirement number 1, it states that your brochure, requirement number 1, I know it's fuzzy to see here, but you can see it on your paper, is that your cell brochure should fit on an 8.5 by 11 or an 8.5 by 14 sheet of colored paper that is folded into 3 sections. I will give you the colored sheet of paper once we're ready for the final draft. So basically, the difference between the two is this, for example, is an 8.5 by 14 sheet of paper, and this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. So you'll notice that the 8.5 by 14 is a little bit larger than the 8.5 by 11. But regardless the size, you must have it on colored paper. I will have the colored paper for you unless you want to choose your own, and of course I will help you fold it into 3 sections. Requirement number 2. Requirement number 2. Your information must be accurate. What I mean by that is the information about your cells must be accurate. Sorry, you can't make up a definition about a nucleus or the chromosomes. That's already been given to you, and you can do more research. Obviously, you can look at your concept term sheet. So basically, the cell information has to be correct. But what does not have to be correct, or what can be made up, is the name of different things in your tourist attraction, the name of your island, the name of your aquarium. Anything at all except cells can be made up. Obviously, the cell information has to be correct and accurate. Number 3. The cell organelles, or the parts of the cells, must be clearly labeled using numbers, and a key for your map must be developed. For example, number 1, City Hall equals the nucleus. So let's take a look at what that requirement means. So basically, when you create a map, and you'll notice that my map is in the center of my brochure, that what I did is, here is my nucleus down here, And I thought when I brainstormed that the nucleus would be pretty similar to my hotel at Hershey Island. So you'll notice I put number 1, and then in my key or legend I wrote number 1 hotel equals nucleus. Let's say, for example, here's one of my vacuoles. So for my vacuole I put number 4, and then you can see in my key or legend number 4, food court equals the vacuole. Some other examples, not necessarily mine, but what some students did is, so once again, this person labeled things. So here's number 2, her chromosomes, and so basically she put in her key that the chromosomes were the concierge desk. So that is what I'm expecting in your map. Your map can be however large you want it. And if we go on to number 4, you'll notice that requirement number 4, it states that the structure and shape of your cell organelle is represented. Use your diagram. So the map of the attraction must include the cell organelle structures on your map, and the overall shape of your cell can relate to your brochure, such as you can make a slice of pizza for your cell, a Hershey Kiss, a Cliff Note, a lollipop, just a normal circle, a triangle, a square. So let's go back to what I mean by the shape or the structure of the cell organelle is represented. So you can see in this example that instead of drawing a concierge desk, she drew the chromosomes or the rod-shaped structures. Instead of drawing the nucleus, which is right here, she drew a somewhat circular shape to represent the nucleus. Another example is for this one, number 7, for example, is the mitochondria. So instead of drawing a restaurant, she drew the actual mitochondria. The point of doing this is, first of all, to eliminate if you are not artistically talented, such as myself, because you are not graded on your artistic ability, and the whole point of this is to connect it to cell organelles. So once again, instead of drawing, so to speak, a hotel, or the concierge desk, or restaurants, or an amusement park roller coaster ride, you are drawing the actual cell organelle as indicated on your animal or plant cell diagram. The last thing for requirement number 4 is the shape of the cell can relate to your brochure, such as her shape is the shape of a pizza. So obviously inside the pizza are all her cell organelles. This student for Becca's Paradise has a letter B as her cell. This student just did a circle as her shape for the cell. So the options are endless for requirement number 4. We're going to now talk, instead of doing this flip cam video, about requirements 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 and how you will be graded.